story, which I think I heard a true story. I heard different versions. Is it about the Rambam or the Ramban? But we're going to go with the Rambam. The story. And Moshe ben Maimonides was a big, huge, tremendous, great. I had to do that for Rabbi Man. Huge, big tzaddik. And he.
I knew you were going to say
And Talmud Chacham.
And Talmud Chacham. And for those that came out of college, he was a doctor too. Anyways, so this story took place many, many years ago, like last year. Okay. The story starts off in the year, I don't know, with the king. This is your king with the interesting crown. And I am the Rambam.
I order you to build me a palace.
Oh, I didn't know I was in front of you. Sorry, Your Highness.
I order you to build me a palace, and it should be ready as soon as you can make it.
Sure. I will get to work right away, Your Honor. I will have this palace, the most beautiful palace you've ever had. Okay, now let me get the crew to put it all together. And after many, many hours, days, weeks, months, the palace was finally ready. Your Honor, would you like to see your palace that we've arranged and built for you?
Yeah, let me see.
You could stand up and go look at it. I don't mind. You don't have to, Your Highness, Your Majesty, Your Greatness, Stinkovich-Stein. Here it is. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, but where's all the windows?
Oh, Your Honor, I forgot to tell you. I don't do windows and paintings. It's just not my talent. I can sing, juggle, dance, sing Breslova songs, and get drunk. But paintings and windows are just not my thing.
So, what do you suggest
I
I do?
recommend Your Highness that we find somebody who specializes in windows and paintings to make it even more magnificent than it already is.
Find someone now.
Okay, I will find someone. Let me look through my Google smartphone, which wasn't invented yet either. This is today's version. Smartphone. By the way, in those days they had smartphones that all you went was, Kit, could you find me the best painter Windows guy? That's your cue, Rabbi Katz.
Hi! Count Van Ivan! I made the most gorgeous windows! Yes, Your Majesty! I, Count Van Ivan! I will put in the windows of his palace, and then I will complete the palace, and it will be a gorgeous, gorgeous production! You couldn't do the windows,
Count Van Frankenstein.
What do you want, Rambam?
You can't see, your eyes are covered.
I can see what I need to see.
I have to tell you.
Rambam, you can't do nothing. You make a palace without windows. Your Majesty, I can do it. So, would you like me to do it?
Now I know why, by the way. Excuse me. Now I know why smartphones weren't invented until much later, because I don't think if I would have found you on the internet, I wouldn't have hired you.
I would have come up first. I'll get right to it.
We need windows and paintings. We leave it all.
I will do it, Rambam.
I am.
Many weeks later, Count Van Ivan built these beautiful windows, as you can all see. Behind you, on the side of you, it's all there. Your Majesty, I finished! The windows are here! The doors! The Rambam messed you up! What do you do with a person like this? He was trying to trick you! No windows and doors! Oh, come on! It's a conspiracy! He doesn't like you! I think he was trying to undermine your kingship! Yes. Oh, I have an idea to get revenge on the Rambam for his indecent, terrible idea. What you need to do is to...
Not yet. He first has to promise you something.
Got it.
Don't jump it.
I'll give you a for doing all my windows and my paintings. I will promise you anything you want from my treasury, anything that I can give you, anything that I can do for you. It's yours.
Anything? Anything? Anything, Your Majesty. I'm thinking of an idea that I just thought about 2 minutes ago.
Make it quick, I'm falling asleep.
I have it! Take this Rambam as my reward. Take him out to sea with your professional boatsman named,
Always use a nicer yacht ride.
or with a yacht if you like, and take him out to sea and throw him overboard. Because you promised me anything. Will you do it?
Guess we'll have to do it.
Have a safe trip, Rama.
Something smells fishy about that. Now you call for the Rama.
Rama? Rama, say
Yes, you call.
hi.
Hi, you're,
Hi, I don't know exactly how to break this to you, but you're
Understand?
kind of getting killed. Yeah, that's what the thing.
what's this game plan?
You're kind of getting thrown into the sea.
That sounds like a wonderful trip. When do we do this?
Like now, guard.
Yes, Your
Just take
Majesty.
the Rama out to the ocean and throw him into the sea.
There's something wrong with this story. I built him a palace, Your Highness team, and I get thrown into the water? Is that what we're doing here?
Yep.
We don't ask questions.
That's correct. We never ask questions in life. Let's go. This is our boat. Your uncle's gonna sit here, and I'm gonna sit behind him. This is our boat. It's a speedboat before it was invented. Now we're deep into sea as the guard turns to the Rambam. I'm also the narrator. At this point, the guard turns to the Rambam, who now has extra company.
The guard or the Rama?
Rambam also has company. I don't know who she is, but she's somehow in the story. I guess it's that bee that just doesn't leave you alone.
I think we are out far enough.
I think.
Be off with you.
No, you see, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of in my life. As we are deep into sea, the guard turns to the Rambam. Take two. With the bee still in the Rambam's ear.
Rabbi, you know you're not in the video.
Yes,
I think this is ridiculous.
it is. I
You
agree.
built a beautiful palace
Agreed.
for our king, and now he wants to throw you overboard?
Yeah, I don't get that either. But I'll tell you what. You being a good friend of mine for many years, how long do we know each other? A week? You go back. So, I'll tell you what. Leave me off on that deserted island. And I promise, you never see or hear from me. I'll be there. Just bring me food every few months.
What do I tell the king when I get back
Just
home?
tell him you did your job. And I will stay here, and everything will be fine.
Okay,
Okay?
it's a deal.
Great. Pleasure doing business. Just don't tell this bee anything because you never know what bees gossip. As the Rambam gets off and goes to the deserted island, spends his day and nights learning alone without getting bothered by anybody. No bees. And the Rambam stayed there for many, many weeks, months, maybe even years. The Rambam stays there. One day the Rambam notices, is through either Ruach HaKodesh or through his makeshift binoculars or any other version to the story, how the king, whose palace was near the edge of the water, who went, king, went to the edge. He was standing on his porch by the palace, looking at the beautiful sunrise. sunset, or whatever else he was doing. And his ring, which was on his finger for many, many generations. Well, it wasn't on his finger for many generations. There was a ring that he had for many generations. It was on his finger. As he leans his fingers over,
You're supposed to drop it.
the ring falls into the water. And the king frantically goes, oh my gosh,
My ring fell into the...
water. And
Someone please.
he cries. Oh, someone. Very good. Divers.
Divers, call me here now.
And search for
The
ring. So the divers came and swooped into the water and searched for the ring, but with no luck they could not find the ring. Because the ring had been swallowed up by...
A fish. No.
We're dressed like a fish this year?
Caught by hand.
By a fish.
This smells more fishy. Yeah.
We have no fish in this house because I don't eat
Yeah,
fish.
how are you there?
We have fish?
Real one.
Yeah, the goldfish.
We have a goldfish. So the fish had swallowed the ring.
Oh no,
And the
this
king
it's bigger than him.
spent a long time looking for the ring, but the divers, could you find the ring of the Rambam, of the king? No.
Yes.
It was lost. And the king was very
angry
and
Sad.
upset and disappointed and
sad.
he was very sad. He did not have the ring that belonged to his great grandfather. So, what did the king do? Nothing. He went to sleep and he cried. Anyways, back on the ranch, back on the Rambam's island. Now back to me. You know, I haven't seen my buddy, who's still on the boat. I haven't seen him for a while. You know, I think I'm gonna go fishing and search for a fish.
Where will that be? I love to go fishing.
I am gonna use my fishing net, aka Strymel, and swoop up fish.
Hashtag.
No, that's not a bit, that's a bee.
Hashtag.
Pirates! An accountant. Ich bin schon in der Gier. Ich touch nicht Meidle. Ich will nicht touch a Meidle. Ich will nicht, I don't want to get kicked out from the yeshivish class from Dash. It's nicht schon in der Gier. They can put me, oh, we have to, no, she's fine, I'm fine. And then we have a girl with a bird on her nose, okay. Oh, we have Hello Kitty.
Hello, Kitty.
As he swoops up, the Rambam catches a fish. Unbelievable fish. You never saw a fish like this in your life. You want to know why? Because it looks like an empty water bottle. Now the Rambam is so excited as he returns the fishing net.
Someone's head.
And now he's going to eat fish. What bracha do we make on fish? Beautiful. You kids look really know the brachas program. And the Rambam cuts open the fish. And guess what the Rambam finds in the fish? Bones. But also...
The ring. The ring.
I can do that trick too. You know, I don't do birthday parties. I'm going to pull it out from your ear. So, the Rambam now... You could also pull a ring from your ear. So the Rambam looks at the ring and says, look at this beautiful ring. I know whose ring this is. This is Mrs. Woolna. This is the ring of the king. This ring is the ring that the king had for generations and generations. It's beautiful. I know it because I bought it. So, this ring, that gives me an idea. I need one of the Waldman kids to bring me a recycling bag. Thank you. I have an idea. I And a couple of weeks later, our good friend, the guard, comes back with some food for the Rambam. Enter guard Gordon.
Hashtag.
One second. Warden Gordon comes back.
Warden Gordon's over there.
I'm finally here with your next shipment.
We don't have.
You don't have any more food?
So it's clear, it's in the clear bag of it.
It's fine. Pretend. Okay, one second. You know what? I have an idea. Take me back to land, please. I know.
Back to land?
Yeah, I know I promised. But I have an idea. Just everything will be fine. Don't worry. Trust me.
I can't
Trust
trust
me.
you. I can't trust you. I can't take you back to land.
I'm the Rambam.
The king is gonna have my head.
He's not gonna have your head. If any head he'll have, it'll be mine. Everything is fine.
But I told him that
No.
that I threw you overboard.
You did. Don't worry about it. Take me back. Everything will be fine. And the Rambam and his faithful
B.
warden
And B.
takes him back to land.
And B.
Now the Rambam is back on land. I need this place cleared up. 1 second. The king is sleeping, and he wakes up in the morning.
He finds the garbage.
If you girls ever tell your husbands to take out the garbage, this is not what they mean.
So wake up.
This is fins and scales and fish scale, okay? Use your imaginations. Everybody using their imagination? Great. Now pretend today's sperm. The king wakes up.
They're ready for it.
And the king looks outside, and he goes outside to take a look, take a breath of fresh air. And he notices none other than the
The Rambam fish.
Rambam fish. Imagine, the king gets very upset as he sees the Rambam.
What are
He
you
gets
doing here?
upset, and he says, "What in the world are you doing here? You were thrown into the water." That's what the king says.
What in the world are you doing here? You're thrown into the water.
And the Rambam answers, "That's me. Your Majesty, it's a long story. Warden Gordon threw me into the water,
It's the wrong one.
and I went down. And let me tell you a story, Your Majesty. As you can see, a person can't survive on the water for very long. I was going down, deep, and suddenly, huge big fish swallowed me up. I don't know how to swim, so I'm guessing that's how you swim. All the way deep. It spit me out. Right in front of the hugest, most largest, most tremendous, biggest. Did I say hugest?
Yeah.
Hugest again.
Manjuous.
Fish. The name of the fish is called the... Someone said it here. Leviathan fish. And Your
So you
Majesty,
wrote the story already.
the Leviathan fish said, "What are you doing down here?" And I said, "Well, it's a long story. You see, there was a guy, but anyways, there was a guy, I built a palace for the king on land, and the king asked me to build him a palace, and then he threw me into the water after I built him the palace. And that's why I'm here." And the Leviathan, I'm talking to the king, Leviathan said, "I'm trying to build a palace. Could you build a palace for me?" And I said, "Sure." And the Leviathan said, "Okay." And I built him a palace for many, many months. But when it came time for windows and paintings, I said, "Your Majesty, I don't do that stuff." And the Leviathan fish turns to me and says, by the way, that makes you look skinny if you go like this. I know that because I met someone who told me that once. And he said, "Then who built the palace, who did that for the king's palace up on the earth, on the dry land?" I said, "There was some guy." What was your name again, Rabbi Katz?
Count von Ivan!
That one, Count Van Ivan, he does it. So Leviathan said, "Please ask your Majesty on the dry land to send him Count Van Ivan." So that's why I'm here, Your Majesty. Could you please send Count Van Ivan? At this point, the king said, that's most
Count Van
ridiculous
Ivan, come here.
story. So that's most
I
ridiculous story.
return from
One second.
service.
Count
One
Van Ivan.
second, we
Count Van
messed
Ivan,
up.
you want
Oh,
Take two.
in the name of the king.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. How much talent did it take you to make up that story?
The king will repeat what he said because no one could hear him.
That's the most ridiculous story I ever heard.
That's exactly what I thought. So I told Leviathan, the king will never believe me. So Leviathan, the king of the fish, turned to me and said, just show this to your majesty, and he will believe that. Do you believe now? Are you a believer? I believe, been a believer. You believe that I will give the present from the Leviathan, who now asks you to send Count Van Ivan.
That's your cue.
Yes, Your Majesty, I've come to do your service. It's gonna be a little hard. What are you doing alive? I mean, it's so nice to see you. What? How can this be? I don't understand. It's a ghost.
I'm not a ghost.
How are you here? Rambam, what are you wearing? It's ridiculous outfit. Yes, it's very fishy. I don't understand.
I'm back.
I know, but how?
The king will explain.
Good afternoon, Your Majesty.
You say,
Oh yeah. Leviathan needs some windows done.
Who?
Leviathan, we recommend it.
highly. Very. You did such a great job on my approach.
The
You're
big,
free PR.
the big fish.
The
I don't
king
do,
of
I don't
the-
do water with
No,
those.
just Leviathan.
Me?
Need a drink?
Send my regards.
Pee
You gotta swim.
No,
It's okay, you don't need to.
I don't want to go.
It's okay. Guard.
Guard. Gordon.
It's your cue.
Did I ever tell you how nice
See
you
how
are?
slowly Rabbi Gordon got up? That was good. Do that again. Do that again. Do that again. You got up so slow. That was so dramatic. 1 second. I'm still in a garbage bag. Anybody knows? Let's go. Guards. Effect.
I'm trembling.
Your time is up.
I never did water with those before.
Have a seat.
Oh, do I have to get
Bon voyage. Send regards.
Is this a one-way trip or 2 ways? Is there a stopover?
You get frequent flyer miles.
Oh, good.
Now, Count Van
God, Ivan!
Count Van Ivan did such a good job that he was never heard from again. So he also must have had a lot of analysis for him to do. The Rambam was able to get out of the garbage bag and the Christian, and the Rambam was able to continue living and teaching and learning Torah for a very long time. Another Bible was protected.